Hi, this is Tom, and this is the McKenzie extension, or the lumbar extension exercise. Now, it can be used in two ways, this exercise. It is really good as a lumbar mobilization exercise into extension, but also for people that have lumbar disc pathology. It was designed by a physiotherapist in New Zealand called Robin McKenzie, and he developed a method for treating lumbar disc herniations and disc bulges with an extension method. Now, the rationale behind it is where if you can imagine the lumbar discs are sandwiched in between the vertebrae of your spine, and they have an outer, stronger layer called the annulus, and then inside that, in the center, is the nucleus propulsus. And I very much make this analogous to like a tractor tire filled with chewing gum. And if you can imagine at the outside layer of the disc, the annulus is the tractor tire, and the nucleus propulsus, the center of the disc, is like the chewing gum. And what tends to happen is over time, whether it's due to aging or whether through repetitive use, prolonged postures in a flexed position, what can happen is that creep can develop in the posterior longitudinal ligaments, and the outer posterior layer of the disc can weaken. And what can happen is that the inside, the propulsus, the center of the disc, can migrate posteriorly. And from a mechanical point of view, that can contribute to disc bulging and herniations. And what is said to do in the McKenzie method, or the extensions that you do with the exercise, is to help migrate the disc anteriorly away from those nerve roots and spinal cord. So that's the rationale behind it. It can be quite uncomfortable sometimes for patients, especially if they've got degenerative change and they may find it hard to extend. That is obviously a reason to give it to people, but sometimes it can be uncomfortable, so I don't often give it to people in the initial stages. But we can use the McKenzie stretch or the lumbar extension exercise to encourage some gentle mobility into those segments and into those facet joints. So laying on your stomach this is the position basically, but what you want to do is you want to start on the floor. And not only is this exercise a good mobilization tool, and it's also a really good way to help with disc bulges, it's a really good way of helping to pump the discs, pump the facet joints, which helps with the drainage of these areas as well. So encouraging it with your breathing is really good. Oftentimes when people have got low back pain, they'll spend many times, long lengths of time sat in a chair or in bed, and just encouraging the spine with some gentle movement is really helpful as well. So what you want to do is put the hands under the chest and shoulders, and what you're going to do is you're going to gently breathe in through the nose, breathing in, and very gently pushing your chest away from the floor. Now, what's really important is that you keep the pelvis on the floor, so you're not coming up too high, because then that actually lifts the pelvis and not the lumbar spine. So the exercise, very gently breathing in, go as far as you can comfortably go, and breathing out as you return. Breathing in, breathing out. I hope you find that helpful. If, however, this makes your symptoms worse, or it's just not very comfortable, please get in touch and we can change the exercise, and I'll speak to you soon. Many thanks.